Hello. We finally made it on here.
Oh, we late, but we
We
here.
here, we here. Yeah, we
Bird
seen it.
and Brandy Janae, who asked
Yes.
nobody.
Well, somebody asked for us, though. Okay.
Well, hey, I say who asked for this? Nobody, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway.
Uh-huh. Well, we're here to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. And what is it called? Humpsville. I understand why they named it Humpsville.
I
I ain't
feel
get that.
like the reason why they did that is because they was talking about everybody else's relationship.
Oh. So everybody trying to get over the hump. I don't know. But
Yeah,
Huntsville,
yeah,
Alabama.
yes, that hump, right. Martell and Marsau trying to get over their hump. Everybody trying to get over the hump. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So as you come in and like our video. Please, it's free 99. Come in and like it,
that's
okay?
right.
Thank
It
you.
costs nothing to share
Yes.
the video.
Yes. Please like and share and subscribe. Do all those things. Write in the chat. Come on, we're trying to get in that algorithm.
Where
So
is
we
Miss Dogan at? Look, she probably said, "Girl, I'm tired of you." But
so here we're going to start out with, we're season 10, episode 8. This is their mid-season. So we will be on hiatus until November the 15th. So here we got Chris and
let me talk
Martell.
real quick. Why
Uh-huh.
you just said that? I'm so glad you gave when they'll be back because this is the shortest time we've ever had to wait for a new season, and also that mid-season break. I feel like before now, it's been a much longer break. Maybe it has something to do with all of the other stuff that was going on between the two major castmates, and
Mhm.
maybe because that doesn't exist, that's where we able to kind of pick up and do things, I don't know, faster or sooner. But cheers to that. That's all I wanted to say. Go ahead.
Yes, cheers. So yeah, November the 15th, they will be back. So here we got Martell and Chris. And Martell's there at the investment property, coleslaw house, uh, measuring for furniture. And when Chris comes in, Martell tells him he's casket sharp. He's, I got to do what to do, make it do what to do, whatever. I guess he come from a closing. Now, I done heard out there in the YouTube streets that Chris' license are suspended. Is this his
I
realtor's
heard
license?
that myself. I heard that from Millie Chime. Millie Chime usually be on top of her stuff. So I'm gonna say if she said it, then it's probably right. And here's what else I'm gonna say about that. It probably is right. I don't think that has anything to do with if that's the way he made his money. What I am going to say is maybe because he's doing this, he may have let some stuff slide. So it for me,
I mean, but she said suspended.
it's probably more than likely true.
I mean, I was wondering if it's just inactive. Because when you
You
say suspended, it sounds like he did something wrong,
I feel like
fraudulent.
you're right. Listen, could be not.
Okay, so y'all
Who's
get in the
to say?
comments and
Well,
let
that's
us know.
y'all drop it in the comment. Could be not. Who's to say?
Okay, so
What
we
you
have
say?
the
Somebody come in the mail for me? Go ahead.
could be or could be not. But not catch you with that and mess around with that mailbox.
Who's to
Got
say?
it fixed.
That's what he said. Who's to say? Like, who
Yes.
gonna tell you? Because it ain't gonna be me. So
so so Martell, he's measuring the investment property or coleslaw's house for furniture. And so
Negro coleslaw.
yes, coleslaw. And so Chris was wondering why he was measuring. He said, "Are you about to have it staged?" And he was like, "No, I'm setting this up for coleslaw. I'm letting her move in with her and the kids. That's my fiance. I don't think he said fiance. He said my girl." And he's like, "What?"
said, "That's my girl." He said, like Marsau. Marsau referred to her as
Yes,
Beyonce,
Beyonce.
but Martell said, "That's my
My
girl."
girl.
Like what he was telling Marsau was like, "Just leave my girl out of this."
So he was like, he was kind of a little puzzled, like y'all been dealing for like 10 years, is what he said in his confessional.
For some
And
time is what he said, but we said we know it's 10
it's 10
years.
years. And he goes, he had the house on and off the market, had him to try to sell it and took it back off and whatever. So I guess he's like, but it's taking all this time to make the big decision. And then he also compared Martell to Ken, being good guy number 2. So you being like Ken. So then they also talk about Lance, and Chris told them, he said, like I told y'all need to wrap them dicks up. And then Martell goes, well, you ain't do it. How many kids you got? He said, we both didn't do it, basically. And so they got to talking about Marsau and Martell's situation. And Chris says, y'all sound like 2 big bitches. He said, because they always is arguing. Huh?
Where is the lie?
No lie.
Said that. Where is the lie? And I like Marsau, I do, but the way they going back and forth, yeah, it do feel like a tit for tat. That's all.
So Martell asked him, what type of guy do you think I am? Who do you know me to be? And Chris kind of goes, well, all except for Marsau, you're a pretty good guy. All except for his ex-wife too, I guess.
Well, listen, they can't mention male name. That's already clear.
No, he ain't got to say her name, but he ain't a good guy.
No, what I'm saying, like specifically, is they can't.
But he said his ex-wife.
Again, what I'm saying specifically, like we need to make a special note about this.
Yeah.
What I'm saying specifically is there is something that has contractually taken place. They're not able to say her name.
You think they're not able? They just don't want to.
No, I think they're not able, and I think it's TV. I think TV is the way that works. When you no longer are a part of something, same as what they did. We'll go all the way back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. When Nene was not on there, they did the same thing. They may have referenced Nene, and there's no need to say her name because we know what you're talking about on the one end. But also, what I'm saying is the castmates, they weren't allowed to say her name. And I don't know if that has anything to do, like, I don't think there's anything that she has put against them. It might be the way that things go. Like, once you're not a part of the show, they're not going to reference you anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the key component is how many times Martell say Ariane name, and now you never hear Mel's name.
No, he just said ex-wife.
I'm pointing out.
So I want to say is that he finds him to be a good guy, all except for Marsau. And I think it's a little strange because you've seen how he treated that ex-wife. And he said ex-wife. He said because they got tired of Marsau talking about his ex-wife and Eric Coleslaw. And so I feel like the reason why he probably didn't think that what was going on with the ex-wife and Martell was a big deal because he's used to cheating himself. So like mine, he said he's a good guy other than the things that's going on between him and Marsau. So, and basically we find out, or they mention that Maurice and looks as well, Martell feels like he looks at him like a brother. They go back to the football days, and it seems like Maurice and Martell are the friends, and Maurice was just a brother, because
Maurice is just more practical. I think that's why he's with Kimmy. Like, even when you think about the way him and Kimmy kind of communicate, it seems more reasonable, at least from the beginning, because I'm not even dogging Tricia and Marsau's relationship. I actually like the way they work together. But the way as from a like independent woman standpoint, Marsau and Tisha have very much very much a traditional marriage, even in the sense that she works a little bit. I don't think that's Kimmy. I think Kimmy worked as a nurse when that man met her. So Kimmy
Yeah,
had
she was a single parent.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So even with that, just coming in as a single parent, meet somebody, ain't nobody about to take your voice, for
Yeah.
but you're going to learn how to work with that person. So I think that Maurice just has a more reasonable way of dealing with things that may not be Marcel's way, because they both have very strong male gender role identities.
Yeah. I was just saying that it seems to be that the relationship between Maurice and Martell is because they actually played football together in college. They were probably the actual friends, whereas Marcel is just the brother of the friend.
That could be it.
And that's why I think Maurice is probably really kind of holding on to that friendship because they've been friends for so long.
That's right.
So, what else it says? So what do you think about that whole thing?
Chris for me is like a seat filler. I don't really know exactly where Chris Fletcher sits. You know what I mean? Like, as far as an opinion. I don't know. Like, here's the deal. I found myself kind of questioning, like, where do you stand? Like, something like, let's just say I put myself in that type of predicament. If I'm with somebody and this is like what happened, you got all of this life and then this is what happened. And where does Chris kind of sit in that? I don't know if it has anything to do with somebody knowing what you do, like having something over your head that makes you stay loyal to them. But I think it is coming from a place of care and concern. Because at the end of the day, Martell had been off the rails. Now, we have not seen him on social media in a long time. We're not sure if that's court ordered or not. Or I don't know. I don't know if it's court ordered that he not supposed to be. I don't know. Or maybe he decided that he needed to take a break. But it felt
on there a week ago.
Conversation that somebody needed to have, and in the grand scheme of things, I know that Martell is feeling like since Mel left, this is his show.
Yeah.
And so he is looking for a way to get these people to conform.
Yeah.
Things are off the scenes. So I'm not really sure how to take that.
Yeah, because what he says to Marsau, he said it's about to be something new. So that, so that's him. I guess talking about Melody.
Introducing Ariane. let me just go ahead and wipe the shit clean. That's it. Because Ariane gonna show up. I mean, she is 32 million times. She on her way.
So next scene we got Ken and Will, and I don't care. I really don't care. I don't care. So he talks about when Trish walks through the podcast and then speak and embarrassed. I mean, I don't know. He went off the rails for I don't know why, because she didn't give him a kiss. It makes sense to me. I felt like he was trying to act the fool in front of his friends.
I felt like we missed something. If you wanted us to see whatever it is you was talking about, we missed whatever that was.
Yes, all we seen her is walk past. That's it.
Right. We didn't see what we did not see, and maybe that's on purpose, but we didn't see whatever her response was. Because if you was on live, it seemed like that should have been available.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, and I'm not this is not me trying to blame anything on Trish. Because actually, I don't know that I saw anything wrong with her walking past while y'all working out on live. I feel like if I was with somebody who did live type of social media, and if I saw I was entering an area where they were on live, it just really depends on whatever the situation was. Like I might be the person that's like, oh hey, like, oh sorry, I didn't know you was on live. Let me go ahead. Or I might be the person that's like I do think if you in a group and y'all working out and it seems like it's something going on, I probably will just like, okay, let me get on up out of here, without disrupting anything. You know what I'm saying? It seems like, same with Marquez, it seems like Ken is the reason for the disruption.
Yes. Because I just didn't see nothing either. Nothing that warrant all that.
No, it didn't. And even like, I know you ain't gonna walk out of here without giving me a kiss. Like for me, that would have been a problem.
Yeah.
Not unless that was something always, but it didn't feel like that. It felt very like you was trying to check her.
Yeah. And they probably already was arguing that morning, I bet you.
Exactly. Right.
Mm-hmm. So, and then he goes and tells his friend that he feels like she keeps embarrassing him. He's reached out to several realtors. And I'm like, oh, so they bought a house and she's not even divorced. So they bought a house together.
Y'all the people that kept telling me, like, didn't he put in on that house? And see, I had missed the whole thing where he said he put in on the house. But
I thought they put in together on a rental house. I didn't know what the hell it was.
Well, right. Well, clearly, and it could be, like, to your point, it could be a rental house that we're talking about.
But he said he talked to several realtors as if he's about to put it on the market.
So you can rent a house from a realtor.
No, but he said several realtors.
It doesn't matter. All I'm saying is you can rent a house from
I understand that. But from that standpoint, when he was saying he talked to several realtors, it sounds like he's putting the house on the market. And
okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, oh, like we got to put it up on sale. I don't know. Like, Ken feels like a B. And that's all I got to say.
But I'm like, that wouldn't be a smart investment to buy a house with a woman who's already married.
Who's like a B. And that's all I have to say on that. Like, that's all I have to say about that. Like, I don't even want to say, I can't. Like, honestly, real talk, I can't even say what else want to come out of my mouth after that. Like, yeah, I'm going to just leave it at, he seems like a B. Because nothing that you did say really made you look any better.
No, it did not. And then his friend, he said, Ken goes on to say that basically he gives Tricia wife treatment, but he's not getting basically not even boyfriend treatment. And then he also states, his friend Will talks about Ken's dating pattern. And he basically says, Ken states that if Tricia doesn't get therapy, he's out.
Again, that sounds like a B. And I don't know, and I got more to say behind that, but those first few words, I just really can't say here. So insert like to say, only because like you sound crazy.
Yeah, he does.
To me, you know what I mean? To me, you do. Either you in or you out. And I think the problem is you only in until somebody feel like, because it sounds like you are taking on the opinions of other
The
people.
people, yes.
Because you wasn't you that's not how you came in the game. And what I tell y'all from day freaking one,
Yeah, he just want to be on
something
TV.
was wrong with him. That's all I'm saying. I
Mm-hmm.
still don't know what's wrong with him, but something wrong with him.
Uh-huh. I feel like he just wanted to be on TV.
I don't know.
Because she
Something.
said she only did it because he wanted to do it.
I ain't even sure how long y'all was dating that you got somebody to talk you into going on reality. Like that sounds weird. But that's what I'm saying. He always seemed to be sort of a creep to me.
Yeah, someone else said that too. They feel like he's a creep. And
Yeah,
how
he
he,
always seemed to be that. Like from day one. Like even that whole muscular thing, I don't know what everybody into and stuff, but all of that don't move me. It
no,
actually looks a little gross. I actually think maybe you should be in the ring boxing somebody for all of what you sitting up working out to do. I ain't really sure why you got all of this. Just to walk around, like it don't make no sense to me. That's all I'm
yeah,
saying.
uh-huh.
And it don't
Stuff.
move me. It might be somebody else that be like, "Oh, you look so good," but no, I'm cool on that.
Yeah.
You too big. That's what I'm gonna say. You too big. You doing the most.
And she, okay, we'll get to it. But anyways, the best part of the show was Macy and Marceau on their pedicure date. I love this scene for everything. I love that they play Have You Ever or Have You Never, I Have Never, whatever the game is. And how she made her daddy get the pink sparkly polish on his toes. But I love how he talked to her about she could come to him at any time. And I always tell my kids that too. I remember one time I had and I kind of felt weird. I just called my son up. And he had went out with his cousins. Actually, he was running, escaping bullets on the phone with me, like, Mama, yeah, everything. I'm like, what is you doing? Why is you out of breath? And I'm like, I always tell my kids, we had that kind of conversation. We talk about almost everything. And like I told my granddaughter too, hey, whatever it is. I even had my daughter at one time. She was about what I think maybe in 10th or 11th grade, and she went and hung out with some kids. She called me up, told me, come get me. She said, Mama, I think they in here doing crack. I said, what? She had never seen a bong before. So
I ain't mad at her, honey. I'm glad that you did. Because, honey, like, I had to ask some questions my damn self when I saw that.
girl, she had me dying laughing.
And that speaks volumes, not even to cut you off though. That speaks volumes that you would even say that she actually did. Because I think many people can relate to having somebody at least say those words. But it's a whole nother beast about feeling the safety
Yeah.
of actually doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So like what you just described was a safety, in saying,
Yeah.
okay, I will. Like for me, I didn't have my auntie say like, well, when you ready to do it, we will. I mean, you done made it sound so bad that I feel like if it is, I'm just not gonna say nothing. No. However, and so I think that's what I like to focus on is that safety. And I
Yes.
think that I had spoke on this in a little bit just about my relationship. And like it happens to be it's my dad, but we're not biologically related.
Yes.
And with that being said, I understood that. Not that he's ever said those same words, but at the same time, there's a safety net that I feel with him.
Yes.
In which I would call him when I was in the most trouble. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even like that time when you like, oh my God, who am I gonna call? You know?
Yeah.
It would be him. And only because, yeah, you made me, and I know he gonna be mad, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But it's just you made me feel so safe that
Yes.
I can, you know.
And
And
I look.
and I may not be that person for my own children. I hate that, even though um I've offered that same thing. You know what I mean? Like I want to be that person.
Yes.
I do get that maybe I have not developed into a place in which they will. I mean, I feel like they're gonna call their mama because I'm their mama. Like, and all else fail, you call your mama. But what I am, because when I had to go sit in that jail cell for a weekend, I had to call my mama. But I also called, like, who I felt more comfortable calling was my dad. I called my mama because I had to.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying. I called my mama because I had to. I called my dad because it felt safer.
Oh.
And I do think that that's something that scene was, nice. And even though she do her Marceau thing or whatever, like maybe she is in a place of navigating. Like she seems to be middle schooler. Do we know exactly how old she is?
He's 13.
Okay, right, middle schooler age and stuff. And so, she's navigating knowing certain things because these people are public figures. And that being her dad. Um,
Uh-huh.
and so my deal is I like that scene. It made me and my dad never had a pedicure together. Guess what I'm doing for his birthday next year? We're going to get a motherfucking pedicure.
Ain't
Yeah,
that
we did
nice?
some other things, but again, that I like that because that's it's a relaxing space. It's a I don't know that it is something about doing those things. Yeah, I liked it. I liked
Uh-huh.
everything about it, even though she might have been being a little whatever, but all of it was good to me.
Yeah, it was. I really liked it. And we find out the children, they all have 4.0 GPAs, and he likes to
That's
have
right. Hey,
individual.
cheers to Marceau and Tisha, because we don't do that
Yes.
enough. We always sit back and tell Tisha about how she needs to. Well, listen, let me take the we out of it, y'all.
Hey, yo.
They, okay, right? They, because neither one of us do that, but they, sit up and talk about how she needs to leave here, and I have said from the beginning, baby, y'all got it twisted. That girl, he's a good man, Savannah.
A good man.
Good man. Okay, that's a good man, and
Yes.
ain't even on that bedded right shit. Let me tell you, a piece of man is better than no man at all. No, that's Martell. That's who the fuck she was talking about. Martell. She wasn't talking about Marsau. And some of y'all need to get y'all a good man in your life. And I'm so sorry if you ain't had no good dad or good daddy figure. Like to help you figure that out. But that's a good man, Savannah, and don't you
Yes.
leave him unless it come down and it is some bull. But as far as we can see, that's a good man,
Oh,
Savannah.
Savannah.
And
Yes.
I like that scene. Like I said, it like me and my dad, we have certain things certain things that we've done, it usually, everything for me is always going out to eat. Most people like because I like to eat. I like good food. So most things special. No, I'm being serious, and it's always been that way.
Yeah.
So most things that's special, like even the little there are times I don't live in the same city that I was raised in. My dad is still there. So there are times when he ride past my favorite restaurant, he sends me a picture. If he goes to my favorite restaurant, he lets me know, like, oh, I'm at your spot. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that. That shit is so special to me. It means a lot. And so, like I said, seeing them do the pedicures, I'm pretty sure at this point, my dad has hit in my first credit card. Let me just say that I got my first credit card in the mail. The very first thing I did was took my mom and dad out to dinner, and we went to my favorite restaurant, which is Red Lobster. And it will always be me and my dad went to Red Lobster for my 45th birthday because that's my favorite restaurant, and it ain't changing. I don't give a damn how many places I go to. I'm always gonna go to Red Lobster until they close.
My mom, what she used to do, we used to always go out to eat, but when I was 13, back in 1985, my mom...
I was only 5 years old, y'all. I just want y'all to know.
So my mom, what she would do on like a special occasion or whatever, instead of going to like a fast food joint, she would take us one-on-one. And for my 13th birthday, she took me to Red Lobster, girl. Look, I got ketchup on every damn thing, though. And that was something back in the day.
Every day, I would take Red Lobster over any restaurant. I really would. And I do have my complaints about it, but I'm just saying it is my favorite restaurant. That's where I learned to eat seafood. I will never forget that. And I don't even know if that's like in a restaurant sense, because we had seafood. Like my mom, I remember the time my mama went and got crawfish live, honey. We was riding cab. That shit was in the bag crawling around. Like, please understand, I know seafood, and I've gone to good restaurants, but Red Lobster just always was it for me.
I'm a steak girl. Well, really, I like
you steak and Red Lobster. I'm a steak girl too. That's all I ate was steak and potato while I was pregnant with them boys, honey.
I like prime rib. So
well, I like a New York strip. And let me put you on game, honey. That means you just think prime rib is what it is. That means you don't know the parts of the steak.
I eat the other kind, but I like prime rib.
I'm gonna tell you, as a New York strip is the best part of the steak. That's it. If you eating a medallion, they charge you more for that medallion, but that medallion ain't nothing but that corner. Like you can't get, it's a cow. You can't get no more from it. Like it is what it is. And it's split up into these places. So the T-bone, it started off, my favorite was the T-bone. But that other little part that's like a little scraggly from the other part, like the T-bone. Okay. The New York strip is that part that's over there that's all put together. Your medallion, it comes from that other.
I like prime rib. And,
I ain't mad at you. I'm just like, when I say I don't want nothing but the best, I don't want nothing but the best.
So then also he I guess he ended up leaving with the sparkle on his toes. He tried to act like he was allergic to it and she wasn't having it. So but that was a very cute scene. I liked the fact how he dated his daughter and then played the games to try to figure out like what's going on with her. Like, have you ever hugged your your friend, and to find out, I'm like, she's 13 and she going on her 6-month anniversary.
Well, I think that if you have a dad that wouldn't agree with that, I like it makes sense to me that you would have a boy or whatever you doing, because maybe you don't even consider it a boyfriend, or maybe you do, but that's at school. That's the way that I looked at it. It's just at school, honey, and like the coming home and all of that.
No, no,
Like,
no, no, no. No. I was just thinking. I guess when I started liking boys, it wasn't. We weren't doing no talking no boy no 6 months. It was on to the next one. I like him for 2 weeks. And
it's funny that he mentioned Tisha. I had a boyfriend right before my kid's dad, and funny enough, that was the boyfriend I had from about 7th grade or so, 7th grade for sure, until about our junior year, sophomore
really.
year. Mm-hmm.
No, I was probably. I
Mm-hmm.
think the longest I dated a boy until I got with my husband, 2 months, a month. I'm on to the next one.
And that's probably why I was so devastated and stuff to go through the stuff I went through with the other one, because I wasn't expecting that, because that's not, honey, we went through walks in the park. He used to make me CDs with songs, like you talk about a romantic and in love, honey, and we ain't know shit about being in love. But baby, and it's funny, but to this day, I know that we did know something. You know what I mean? Like, because we did share that. You know what I mean? Like, and it's something I'll never forget. We was friends for a long time. I haven't spoke to him in a while. But yeah, I did relate to when Marcel turned around and said that to his son, to his daughter, like, well, your mom had a boyfriend from school, and I was like, well, so did I, and I did, but it started off very innocent.
Yeah.
But again, it was pure. I think that's the thing that I take from it, is that I do want to feel that again. I want to feel that pureness. Like, it was pure.
I was friends with everyone, so I was friends with everyone. So my mom always told me, if you're gonna date multiple people. So and that's what I did. I always talk to everybody on the phone. That's how it was. And what was so nice, because I remember being her age, and some of my friends couldn't talk to boys on the phone, which I thought was weird. I'm like, I got 2 brothers. Why you go to school with them all day? Why can't you talk to them on the phone? Mm-hmm. And I never even thought to ask my mom, can I talk to a boy on the phone? Why would I ask that? And I got 2 brothers at home. So I've always, I always had more boyfriends than girls anyway. So I kind of got along. You know how it is when you're in school. You know how girls do. So, hey, you want to go here? Yeah. You want to go there? Yep. That's how it was. Until I was in 11th grade when I met my husband. And we dated for a year, then broke up, and then got back together. But
I was social. I think that's just called being social. But did I have somebody who I was, connected to in that way? I did.
Yeah. Maybe I was just a little too immature for that.
I don't know. I think we can, on another type of live or something, we'll delve into, because it may have been like we may have been too connected, and maybe I thought, but at the same time, like I said, to look back at on it today, like, I know he was my first love, and I'm his. You know what I mean?
That's cute. That's cute. My husband was my first love. That's why I stayed.
I mean, you hope that turns out, but it wasn't. But yeah, for sure.
Uh-huh. So then
I mean,
we end.
I'm in love with him. Like and that's what I'm saying. The sweetest. That's probably where some of all of the ideology that I have about dating now it probably goes back to that because I've had it before. I've had the walks in the park, the
Oh
things
yeah, of
where
course.
you didn't want anything. You know what I mean? Like, and we just talked about everything. And like I said, like sending like it's funny how can we talk is like this big thing, but that was our thing
Mm.
way back when. Like that, like let's that because you know
Really?
we like you didn't even get to send playlists. The way you send a playlist was like to record it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, my husband
We
used to record it when I
literally
was in the army.
right, that's what I'm saying. We literally will record songs and stuff, you know, like to
Yeah.
express whatever. And it felt very adult. And I was just immature about I loved Chris. I loved him. And I still do to this day. I consider him one of my best friends.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, for sure. Like his mom, everything. I consider him one of my best friends. Like, and he's just been a guy that's never let me down.
Oh, that's cool.
Hmm.
So talk about letting down. So we got Trish and Sharon and Destiny. This was a
Drake.
letdown for me because I'm like, why are we watching them? I want to see Kimmy and uh-oh, we're getting feedback.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh, I
Okay.
wanted. I,
Right.
I didn't want to see them on my screen. I'm not even gonna lie. Miss Sharon,
I don't
Destiny, or
care.
Trisha.
Like
I
it
said,
made
where's
my
Kenny?
head hurt.
Girl, yeah. So and I put down on this part too. I don't care. So she meeting up with a girl so she can discuss Ken and
And the
Destiny.
girls that she meeting with is not even any better. Because sitting down talking to Destiny about your men problems is like, do you want more men problems?
And then you notice in that when we get ready when they show like the upcoming episodes after the break, you see Destiny's on a date with the god brother.
Which I don't like that. Here's I'm gonna take up for Destiny because I'm gonna always take up for my females where there is time or a chance. Here's my deal with that. Unless y'all showed us some stuff that's completely out of context, meaning that conversation that we saw a week, 2 weeks ago, or whatever between Lance and the God brother, unless that actually happened after the fact, I ain't really sure because it sounds like it's the God brother that's in violation. I don't think Destiny is violating a damn thing. And it's really kind of pissing me off that they will all sit around and act like she is. Now, again, Destiny ain't my favorite person, but I'm going to take up for, right is right and wrong is wrong. That's it. What y'all got to say in the comments? I do need y'all to make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. And also, we did not say this in the beginning, which we usually do. Let me know what do you rate this week's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. I heard the
It's all
grandbaby
good.
driving. So where we at with that?
I was just
Destiny.
saying in general, like I thought that I don't like the way that they trying to push Destiny off like she's some type of hoe. In my opinion, I don't know when the scenes were taped and when y'all decided to put them in what, but
Okay.
it feels like to me that the loyalty, it doesn't stand with Destiny, it stands with the actual God brother. And
Yeah.
so we
I was
send
thinking because she was so close to Miss Nell.
Destiny, it sound like he the one. No, what I'm saying is this: if they all seem to have a problem with Destiny and him dating, he the one that's supposed to make sure he doesn't date Destiny. It's not Destiny don't owe them shit.
Well, she's called herself being friends with Nell.
It's
So
still
and that
no, but I'm up. But Destiny called herself being friends with Neil. But you also use the tag of "that's my godson." So that's the thing that you feel is off limits. So if that go like, I got three sons, and I think I said it. They go back to that whole these women always trying to coddle and uphold their babies. Cause it's not Destiny that owe you a damn thing. It's your godson. If you don't want your godson dating your friend, then maybe you need to say that. Cause your friend is single. And I'm not like, listen, I'm not saying that I would be open to doing that. Maybe my standards, or it ain't even got nothing to do with standards. My ability to want to have anything messy happen would keep me from that.
yeah.
However, if we talking about whose responsibility it ain't Destiny's. And that's all I'm saying.
Mm.
You had a whole conversation, you said it, whatever, and
I just would okay, if it's not that's his responsibility, then it's my responsibility not to be her friend.
huh?
It would be my responsibility. I would just have to remove myself from it. Because I wouldn't want to
But
be
I'm
around the
saying, so
messiness of it.
if you remove, but my thing is, if they ended up on a date, because this is what I'm saying, you made yourself clear to both parties, and if they ended up on a date, I don't know that it's right for you to hold her more accountable. And that's that shit I
But
find
I don't talk to
real
my
toxic.
I don't talk to my godson intimately like I do with my friends.
But
So
that's the
that's a
thing I
different
find
relationship.
faulty. But that's what I'm saying. That's the thing I found faulty, is that maybe that is the person you should talk to. Because that's your family member. And what you want your family member to know, you don't put your friend in a position to be like, well, if you want to be my friend, then don't date woo woo woo. No, fuck that.
I think I would
Let
though.
listen,
If
you
one
need
of my
to
friends
be
dated my son, we
off
would
at
not be
your
friends
family member.
anymore. I'm
You
probably,
need to go to your family member and you need to tell him she's off limits.
I would tell my friend as me because as that being my friend, my friends I have are the same friends I had since school. So if any of them friends of mine, and I've already stated to you, because me and you we talk about stuff that I don't talk about with nobody else. That's why I'm like I'm thinking that Nell and her cannot be friends. It's for the show or whatever. Because my real friends, if you already sense I got a problem with it, then there's plenty of
I
men
don't
out there.
disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. I just think when we talking about in an overall sense about who is right and who's wrong, I don't disagree with you going to your friend and expressing how you feel. But what I am saying is, who has the loyalty, in a sense, to do what you asking? In my opinion, it's the family member, because that's the one that you're not gonna leave. And here's the other, like, I guess at the end of the day, I'm okay with losing friends, not because I'm gonna date your, nephew or whatever. It's just, don't put me in that position when it's your nephew who you need to go to, and you need to let him know that my friends are off limits, because that's a single woman. And I don't think that she
But
should have to
not
apologize.
on your nephews or
Listen,
your godson. I got a
I'm speaking
godson
up
that's
as a
30
single
something
woman.
years old.
I'm speaking up as a single woman. Now
Okay.
let's talk about it, Angela. Angela, look, I
Angela.
ain't trying to call you Angela. Look, let me get it right. But let's be real. Like for real, we friends. I'm an attractive woman. If I come around your grown sons and I am of age, like none of those things exist. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be like, oh well, she too young. I'm a single woman. And if you don't want somebody dating your friend, then it's the person that's closest to you that you need to check. Hey, you don't do this. It's not the one that has that
The person that's closest to
outfit.
me is my friend. Just because they're my bloodline doesn't make them
No,
closer
but
to
what I'm
me.
saying is who owes the loyalty to you.
My friend.
I think it's
I
your
chose her to be my
think
friend.
it's
I
who you
didn't chose this
connected to.
person to be my relative. I chose this
Well,
person to be my
I think
friend.
this is a great discussion to put in the chat.
Yes, let
What
us
you
know.
right? No, I do. I think it's a great discussion to put in the chat. I don't have, at least for me, I don't think I have sons that are old enough for any friend of mine to think about dating them. At least I hope not. You know what I'm saying? So I might be coming from this, way other type of thing. But I also like I think I do think I would look at my son though. Because I think that he's the one that is the one that needs to be tamed in the sense of who you going after. Like I think he's the one that needs to be tamed. Like that's my friend. That's not for you. That's it. Not for me to go to you a full grown ass adult. How the fuck do I think I'm coming to tell you about who you gonna date? I'm gonna check the person I think I can check, and it ain't my friend. That's what I'm
Okay. So
saying.
if your friend of your age starts wanting to talk to one of your sons at this age,
It would be, I would think that it's a no go, but I do think, like, because I'm not saying, like, oh, well, it'll be okay. No, I'm not saying that. But I am saying, like, same as how I think I put, like, I think that Jordan is dating somebody that's a little too young. I don't take that up with her. I take that up with him.
yeah, well, she's not your friend.
I feel the same way though. I do feel the same way.
Maybe because my
He's
friends,
the closest proximity to me.
I
That's the
understand
one
that.
I'm going to come and talk to about it.
But
That's
in the case of we're talking about godson or whomever, right? In the
closest
case of the
proximity.
godson, now the closest proximity is my friend. And the reason why I say that, because my friends, we've been friends for more than 40 years.
They ain't been,
And
well, hold on, because
yeah, they have.
Nell and Destiny ain't been.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
here's the deal with you can't pull what like your feeling about it, because like you just said, you're gonna pull this whole that is something that is different. That's totally different.
But they're the only friends I have.
Different. No, I'm going to like it's different in the sense of we're not talking about, and the same thing about a friend of mine with my child. We're not talking about somebody who's watched this boy grow up. Like, we're not talking about that. We're talking about everybody being adults, and let's call it what it is. You attractive, I'm attractive. That's what I'm saying. You think I can't come into your family and won't none of your family members look and say this bitch is attractive. Now, whether you want me to date them or not is a whole nother beast. But as far as being adults, you see, I'm gonna do things according to how I feel. But and I'm not saying I feel the same, But what I am gonna do is, and y'all know I don't even like Destiny. So y'all know, like I'm saying this because it's GP. I feel that.
Oh,
GP. Is it uncomfortable? Sure. But do I think that Nell is right for trying to go at Destiny? No, I don't. I think if she doesn't want somebody to date her friend, she needs to go to the person who has the most loyalty, the most respect, the most closeness, the most consistency of a relate. Like all of that lies within your godson. That's the reason why you thought to brought it up.
so the
Because you know me, like
godson.
in shit, I don't play with people. That's because that's the reason why you brought it up. That man probably ain't no bit her godson from the man in the moon.
That's what I'm saying. And because if he was, first of all, I don't think he would be trying to talk to Destiny behind the boy, period. But I would have
Oh, girl,
a
you
issue
good?
with my friend who would talk to my son and then go talk to my godson. I would have an issue. We just couldn't be friends.
Again, right? Because I
We
feel
just couldn't
like
be
a
friends.
good friend of yours that you've been friends, like you ain't even got to worry about that. At the point in which you having that type of conversation, you having a grown up conversation amongst two grown ups, and so you do need to deal with it as such. And
Yeah.
it ain't like, and no, I don't subscribe to that. But here's what I feel like I heard, and what I think is true. That's the reason why I tread shit lightly. Is because if I'm the friend and if you have a problem in any type of way, then I'm the one that's on the outs. But am I going to kiss your ass to not be on the outs? Absolutely not. And that's where I think that Destiny stand.
Mm. I think Destiny need a storyline, and that's why
Sure,
Destiny
she
not with
does. Oh, for sure.
because I just wouldn't even just for the we don't know the timeline or how the day even ended or how it began, but just to even give me that look of some kind of I want to say
Well,
that kind of
didn't
look,
your
and
boy
that
tell them at the boxing thing when they brought it all up to him? Because that's where we seem to find out it looked like that's what I'm saying. Who the fuck is against Destiny on this show? And why she don't even realize it? Like, but even
because
in
she's
that
working
place,
against
it's
herself.
like, didn't that man end up saying he didn't know nothing about what nobody was saying? He didn't know Destiny was interested in him. And then when they said pretty much they let him know they didn't want him to date her, the fact that he's on a date with her lets us know that he didn't give a fuck about what y'all said. And that's what I'm saying. He is the one you should have addressed. It ain't her. I would cuss somebody out if you thought you could come and tell me who I could date and who I couldn't. At this big age, I
Yeah.
would cuss you out.
Well, we know
Now,
that's
what
what
I am saying is, I'm not going to cross no boundary because I don't like no messy shit.
and it seems messy to me.
It definitely is, but here's the deal with Destiny. Can she spot mess? Clearly not.
No.
Yeah, that like literally, clearly not.
So I'm just for me, I would not want that brush painted for me on TV. That okay, I got to go and mess with this guy because all Huntsville ain't that damn small. That she got to find two young people. She could find somebody of stature and doing something
I'm
other than
not saying
somebody Miss
it's
Nails
not.
connected to.
All I'm saying is this is what we presented with, and I don't think that them. I think, and this is me taking up for Destiny again. Again, I don't want Destiny on my screen. I really don't. I don't like Destiny at all. But right is right and wrong is wrong. It's the same way Nell started off talking to her. See, what I saw and what I heard is somebody kind of knowing, like what you said, you need a storyline. So let me go to the limit. Let me go and make it where you gonna do just about anything to keep this position. And maybe I don't think it would have looked good coming from anybody, but it certainly didn't look good coming on Neil because, bitch, you just got here also. And so for you to take a stance to make a point to let Destiny feel like she the lowest man on the totem pole, because that's what I'm getting.
Mm-mm.
And again, it's not that it's not true, like in the stance of where the fans, fall. We might feel that way. Fine. But what I'm saying is that ain't cool.
Okay, so Destiny she was introduced to Nell. They were not friends before.
That's not what we heard from that conversation they
Oh,
just had. Because
right.
I agree with you. I had no idea that all of what they discussed in that conversation even took place. That's the problem with Destiny. Because how the fuck? And now you want something that nobody ever saw to be taken into consideration. I didn't even go back to none of that conversation. All I was saying is strictly from the proximity of the relationships that you told us you had, which is Destiny is on the outs, oh boy is on the end. And if you wanted to say anything, the only reason why you hold it anything against Destiny, it is because she's on the outs. Because clearly, if she was on the end, it wouldn't be a problem.
Hmm.
When I said don't play with me, that's what I freaking mean. Don't play with me.
So you think that because she is perceived to not have a good position on the show is why Miss Nell is taking this position with her?
Absolutely. That's the same reason why Tisha came for Nell the way that she did. Absolutely.
Mm. Well, that wouldn't be my stance. But anyways,
I agree. No, I agree. But that's not that. And
so
I think, like what you said, like you talking about a friend that's been your friend for 40 years. You talking about somebody that watched that boy grow up. You're absolutely right. She shouldn't be dating that man. You damn right. I don't give a damn how old he is.
yeah, because we
But
wouldn't be
that's not what we talking about
friends.
here. We talking about two damn adults.
So, but I'm trying to get the timeline of their friendship. So it's basically since Miss Nell been on the show.
Well, at least that's what I heard in the conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that seems to prove itself accurate, right? Um, Mel seemed to be the one to introduce her,
Okay.
and Huntsville is a small place. So let's just say that there's a season of or a possibility where you didn't know somebody directly, but maybe you heard of
Of
them.
them. Yeah. I'm pretty sure she heard of them.
Yeah, so yeah. And so in the midst of whatever was going on, Mel and Nell, Destiny, and not for nothing, I think that's why Destiny brought some things up too, was like to kind of validate a friendship that took place between them.
Mm. She didn't
That
like it.
may be Mel, because I think that Nell Miss Nell Fletcher, I think she presents herself as a matriarch, but not realizing that it's Mel that introduced you as a matriarch. That's why you're having trouble with these other ladies, because I'm not sure they asked for a matriarch.
True. They don't have the same regards Mel did have. So yeah. But we still here in this messy situation with Tricia and her girlfriends telling her to hold on to that love. So I don't the what's the name? Sharon says Tricia was pissing her off if basically because she knew that Ken is somehow the best man for her or whatever. And what Tricia talks about when they got into it and how he was asking for his stuff and her son put the keys on the table. And Destiny talks about when you trying to get a story out of Tricia, Trisha's a liar, so she don't really know what's to believe and what's real and what's fake. And also Tricia had said that the things that she did not like about Ken was his aggression toward her. So I'm like, oh.
He takes steroids, and he probably have roid rage.
Yeah.
That might be what she's talking about.
Woo! It's believable. It is definitely believable.
Yes. Listen, I don't know everything, but I know a lot. That's all I'm saying, and that's what it looked like to me. Because he too big. I don't know who liked and maybe it's a lot that like all the whatever he giving. I don't.
Because I was wondering if he was like maybe in some kind of competition. You know how like usually they'll bulk up for the competition.
I don't want to date anybody who does that because it is extreme and way too fucking much.
I had one of my daycare parents was one, and he wasn't he won. He was not like a really big guy, but the muscle definition was really nice.
A damn transformer.
You say it again?
I guess you better had if you had to walk around looking like a transformer. Yeah.
Usually they do that, like they'll train real hard for the competition, and after that, you know,
they go back
regular. No, they do their regular training where it's not so defined because usually I think they diet and everything so you can show all the definition of the muscle.
Funny, it's too much for me. That's all I'm saying. It's too much. It's too much.
A girl
and maybe like you say, maybe you just have to have some understanding about what's going on. But and I'm okay. Listen, I feel like call this like listen, I could set us back however many years.
Don't do it. On to the next one. We have Martell.
Flojo. Flojo was an even balance for me. Anything beyond Flojo, I'm not here for it. That's what I'm gonna say. I think Flojo had a great physique. I think that she did a wonderful balance of being feminine with what it is that she was doing. And I had a Flojo doll, y'all. Doll, I guess is the right word. Right, yeah. I'm country. But anyway, like, but for me, it was she exuded both. Like a feminine quality and also that strong or strength quality, not masculine. At least to me, I think at the time maybe people thought of it something different, but like when I think about what the ideal is, Flojo, that's it.
Yeah, but she was a track star. She went up. bodybuilder.
Well, okay. Who the track started? I mean, I don't know, cause she was fit. That's the way I look at it. Her body was fit. You could see her muscles, and it wasn't extreme. That's oh, I can't get with the extreme. Either way, male or female, either way, it's
Mm.
too much for me.
So we have Martell and Marsau. God dang it. And they're at the Leaf cigar bar. And they're there to have their one-on-one. And they do a lot of back and forth.
Here's to that. Marsau and Martell finally sit down, honey.
And they talk they try to talk it out. Martell wants to move past it because he said something bigger is coming.
Of course he does.
And how can we get past it? And Marsau said, just don't say shit about me or my wife.
I feel like he could have did that before the whole YouTube situation. I am having a hard time following Martell's train of thought.
Yeah. And you can see it, like when he put his head all down on the table. I said, oh, he really wants to be friends with Marsau.
Well, listen, let me go ahead and double it back. He told Maurice or Chris or whoever the fuck would listen. He said that was the exact reason he did the video. Because I thought that they would call me.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I'm sorry. Who called you? And if they did call you, you didn't expect them to call you with a great cussing out?
No, he wanted them to give
you thought they were gonna call you with, oh my God, why would you put this out? Let me figure out a way to make up with you. No, I'm gonna call you and read you for filth.
Yes.
If you get a call at all. But what I'm saying is, it was evident that that's where he was because he already has said it. I thought I would get a call from him. And I'm thinking, well, that ain't the way you get somebody to call you. I don't know, but that's it. Because I ain't know whatever. If you feel like what you did was true and right and all of that, I'm not even we're not going to argue with crazy people. I'm going to let you have your truth and you take it, go down the mountaintop with it, But, yeah, if your reason is you thought somebody was going to call you, that's not how you get somebody to call you. And period, hard stop.
Yeah, he could have called them. And also he said that, basically Marsau says, out of the years, looks like 11 years, 4 years you were a good friend, 7 years you've been taking shots at me.
Where's the lie?
And so basically, if you don't say nothing about me, I won't say nothing negative about you and your fiance. And that's the way
that respect, giving him the respect to be like, okay, this your girl. Let me go and give you one better. Because in all of the season, Martell ain't called that lady his fiance. Not one.
So
So it took Marsau to acknowledge her that way.
Yeah,
that's what I told you earlier. Oh, Marsau was being facetious.
Yes, he was.
And that's why I love Marsau, because I get it. Because that's the type of shit I would do.
Yeah, it even had him saying fiance. But anyways, So they agreed to not say anything negative, and basically Marcel says, he don't trust it.
Right.
He knows he'll do it again. So that's pretty much the episode. And I would give this episode maybe about a 7 or 8. I really love the scene with Marsau and his daughter.
I did. I think that scene was one of the better scenes.
Yeah.
Again, I am like, as much as I like reality TV, as much as things are messy and different things like that. I really like that. For me, was a little piece of real life.
Yeah.
Now, maybe she might have been, whatever. Either way,
It was
like
cute.
I said, it encouraged me to want to, like, I remember the first pedicure me and my youngest son had together, which I
Hmm.
think I got a memory of that. So it wasn't that long ago. It might have been over a year ago. But all I'm saying is that was something that was very special to me,
Hmm.
So I agree. For me, that was the highlight.
Yes, because if that scene wouldn't have been there, I would have straight gave this episode.
Yeah, I like I said, I agree. That scene was the highlight. The
Because
conversation, all of it. It was
yeah,
the highlight. And listen, please understand, I like Marceau. I
I
really
do.
I don't know if he's cheating or not. But I like the way he handled his
His
family.
kids, yeah,
Yeah, I just can't get around that. And I
yeah.
do agree. Martell is pissed because you tried. Because while you talking about everybody else was sleeping with everybody, who the fuck else was leaving their family in the middle of a pandemic to go get to her? I just want to know.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
I think that's the way they feel. Like, motherfucker, like, are you cool? Cause while we may have been out here running these streets and shit, like, honey, you took it to a whole nother
Another
level.
level, yes.
And I'm not saying one thing is better than the other, but I am saying he the one got caught up and the rest of them didn't. And at the same time, I actually like Marceau. I
Yeah,
do. I think
yeah.
Marceau is up front. I agree with everything he said to Martell. Um, I like, that's what, when I say upfront, that's what I mean. Like, I really pride myself, and it don't mean that every conversation I'm supposed to have that I do have, because there are some people that just avoid a conversation. So fine,
Hmm.
you don't have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But at the same time, nobody is ever confused about where they stand with me. It ain't nobody that's ever confused about where they stand with me. So if you feel like you don't know if you can call me, then that's on you.
hmm, yeah. So
It's
I'm
on you.
always the one who's always trying to like get an understanding. So for me, and definitely, I would never burn down the house like that. If I burned down the house like Martell did, we ain't never about to be friends.
Well,
Never.
that's my point. Like, that's not, I don't burn down the house, but what I do think is, I think I'm very Marceau ish,
Mm,
in a sense of, I have very clear and direct things about the way I think, the way I move, the way you know what I mean? Like, and more times than not, that's what I'm saying. If you're not willing to have a conversation with me, it's not me,
mm,
it's you. And it's probably because, ain't no way for you to have a conversation with me, because I'm not letting that bullshit ride. That's
yeah,
what I said. I don't take any bullshit of any kind. I don't care where it come from.
yeah.
Because
I don't
my
sugarcoat it.
mind doesn't operate that way.
Yeah. Mm-mm. 'Cause like I said, I got to get understanding. And if I start feeling like my wheels is turning, hold up.
Right. Yeah, for
Yes.
sure.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
my mind doesn't operate that way. I
No.
don't deal with, you can call me a lot of things. May and listen, I ain't really sure. You can go through my whole Rolodex. I ain't really sure if there's anybody that's got anything like that I would say bad to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause what I can tell you for a fact is I ain't never betrayed anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you that for a fact. It's not in my DNA.
Yeah.
Now, is there somebody that didn't like what I said? Sure.
That's probably plenty.
Is there somebody that didn't like the way I said it? Absolutely. Like,
But my cousin said, "You're too critical, Angela." I said, "I can't just,
absolutely. But
I
was I
cannot
telling
just
the truth?
monkey around with
More
it."
than likely.
Yeah.
Like I just don't roll that way. And so like I said, I like there's some like whatever, but what I'm gonna tell you is can't nobody tell you I did them wrong. I ain't
Mm.
slept with a man, they godson, they sister, they brother. You know what I'm saying? Like
No, but
I ain't
there's a lot of people that do that.
shut up and harbor no feelings for 5, 10, 15 years. Like none of it.
Mm-mm.
I don't like I said, I don't even have the capability of doing that because the way I'm operated, I'm either gonna deal with you or I'm not. So my operation is I may not always be able to come to you about something because if I deem something that I don't think I'm gonna find resolution in, I just let it go.
Yeah. No
I
sense.
act like a
Like you
motherfucker
talking
never
about.
existed. You
I
can't even act
be about my merry way, honey.
the matter is like once I move on so tough, you don't.
Yeah.
Like that's what I mean about any man trying to date. Like come call me when you come into town. You sound crazy if you're not talking to me every day. Cause no, I'm not gonna call you.
No.
Cause what I'm not doing is sitting up like, oh, I'm sleeping. Oh, let me call. That's what I did in my 20s. And baby, let me tell you, when I did have to make any of them calls, honey, I knew who the fuck to call. It wasn't nobody that was sitting up, red. Every motherfucker who dealt with me knew how to get it.
Uh-huh.
So it
So
is what it is. So, I think Martell understands that he stepped in it.
yeah.
Um, and again, it's not to say I said this before, and I'll give Martell, I guess, and I don't know how much this means because it's the lowest form of like validation, but something. But like I said, I think that the most he knows is I think he knows somebody to have been in some sort of compromising position.
Uh-huh.
That's not me saying Marcel ain't never cheated on his wife. I don't fucking know these people. I don't know that.
And I really don't care that much either.
Right, yeah, because what I do see Marcel doing is showing up the way I ain't never seen no other husband around here showing up. Here is Yandy, and I love me some Yandy. But here she is doing everything she can to save face for her damn marriage.
Mm.
I really don't see, and even though Tisha feel like she doing that, I wish that Tisha would get knocked upside the head and understand that you ain't got to. Now, how about you call up Yandy and find out how she get all of the confidence she get?
Yes. I don't know because yes, from what we can see and what he shows, he's a good provider, seems to be a good husband, and he's a good father.
And what the hell else is anybody asking for around here when you praying for your husband? I would like to
Mhm.
know.
Exactly.
I want to know. And what does it look like when that person show up for you in that capacity? I would like to know. So also, in addition to making sure you rate this episode, drop that down in the comments. Let me know what it is that you look for in a husband.
Exactly.
And don't even, you ain't even got to take the time to compare it to Marsau. I will. Just tell me what you look for. Because I'm almost certain, 1000% certain, that you're going to name at least 3 characteristics that we have not just watched Marsau do, but be consistent in it.
Yes. So, Tisha, I wouldn't be around here spilling that one more
Worried about none of these hoes.
Girl, you get in the house, I'm in the hill.
That's right. Okay, like I wouldn't run around worried about none of these hoes.
No, not for no 10 years ago, anyways.
Baby, if you is one of the hoes, show yourself. Make it plain and clear.
That's right.
Show yourself.
Girl.
I'm gonna get all this goodness, and that's not that Betty Wright shit. That is you not knowing a healthy relationship or with somebody that's showing up the way he's supposed to, and not knowing no better. That's what I'm talking about. That's the reason why I included the blues on that shit. Because the motherfuckers that listen to the blues.
You know what's so funny? I never knew what the blues was. And when I would go to my husband's grandmother's house, they always, because she's born 1926, they would have it playing. And I told my mom, they got some strange music over there. I had no idea who. I think maybe I knew who, like the blues artist that crossed all the way over, like B.B. King. I seen him on Solid Gold before, but I didn't know like.
I also work for B.B. King. Just so
really? Mm-hmm. So I didn't know the ones. I ain't know half of these blues artists. I am not lying.
I don't either. To be quite honest, I just know when I hear their music, it sounds like some bullshit to me.
I didn't know what it was.
Listen, the rhythm. Wait, what she say? The melody, it sound real nice. But I know you're not gonna sing that song.
Girl, my mom and daddy had Millie Jackson playing and stuff sometimes too.
Baby, Millie Jackson? Listen, y'all. I had no idea that Kaya remade Millie Jackson. And it made so much sense once the 2 and 2 came together. I'm like, of course she did. Right? Of course she did.
I don't remember any of her songs, but I remember her album.
Because they couldn't be played.
Well, my daddy was playing them. But you know what? I mean, yeah, the headphones on.
But what I'm saying is like Millie Jackson is not like considered a
radio play
type of artist. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Lord.
But honey, my neck, my back, honey, Millie Jackson wrote that.
Oh, well, I just learned that tonight. Thank you for letting me. I didn't know.
Well, yeah, honey. I saw the whole damn concert. Yes, ma'am. Millie Jackson wrote that, baby. Yeah, I had no idea. And like I said, when I found out, I thought, well, that makes so much sense. Only because now I can't tell you much about Millie Jackson except that girl was nasty, honey. And I ain't mad at I'm not mad at nasty. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I know that I am some sort of feminist in a way of I'm not mad at women like being sex. Like, I'm not mad at those things. But I am very old school in the sense of please just say a lady. Like
she said she was being a lady. She's just being assertive.
Oh my God. Girl, go look at that video, honey.
What's the shoot? The one concert she was going around grabbing the men. They were sitting there ready
That's
for him
like,
to come back.
listen, that's what I'm all saying. Like, go look at the video, honey. Like, I ain't even got enough in me to kind of say. All I was like is like, Lord, honey.
Yes.
And yeah, like, listen, what they want a lady in the street, but a freak in the bed. And I kind of like, listen, fine. I'm old school, pretty, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But yeah. You ain't never gonna know what's going down in the bedroom with me unless you in there.
Amen.
And you better know the way these motherfuckers chase this thing, honey. You better know it's everything. But you ain't never gonna know about it.
Yes. So, what we do know, Love and Marriage is coming back on the 15th of November. And what I do know is I got 2 grandbabies downstairs.
You gotta get to them.
Yes, ma'am.
Get to it. Get to it.
Yeah, still working. Ain't that some shit? And I said I'm the reluctant granny.
Yeah, I love the reluctant granny that ends up being the granny anyway.
Girl. Now I'm stuck. They all about to go home.
I just hope that I don't end up being the granny that want and the granny that can't.
Oh. Well, hopefully that all works out. I know. Yeah.
Well, it's different because I'm not in the same. Like that's the thing. If my son decides to start a family, but that's my whole point. It's like I can't just move everywhere the baby, like the kids are, because I feel like my son that's in Illinois, if he start a family, the only way for me to really do that would be to move where he is. Oh. You know what I'm saying? But and like Clay mama already there. So and I'm not in competition. I just want my baby. Like that's my baby.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't ever want him like like for real. Like I don't like. Do I need to say anything else? Like no. I want him to know his mama got him.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. And you know, I think it's a difference too when you have boys versus girls. You know, because my mom always say,
I don't have no girl to compare to.
But my mom would always say the girls' children you probably see more because you're usually closer to your daughter than the boys.
Oh yeah, I do think that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that I'm glad I was able to have a conversation with Anthony's girlfriend in that way where and here's the thing, it's not something like she's not currently pregnant. She you know what I'm saying? But it was just a way for me to just express like because even with me having 3 boys, like I told her, I said I've gotten questions about do you want a little girl? And I thought like those things I've all considered like, oh, well, like I'm the boy family. Like even when they have kids, I may not be the one that's able, you know what I'm saying, to kind of be there. Like even me having my kids, it was my mother. It wasn't his mother. You know what I'm saying? That was there. It was my mother. And rightfully so, because I wanted my mother, you know,
exactly,
regardless of whatever the fuck anybody thought. Like that's my mom.
Yeah.
Even when I got my tubes tagged, girl, I sent him out the place. I was like, no, I want my mama to be here because if something happened to me, we wasn't married.
Yeah.
And if something happened to me, I wanted my mother to be the one there to make the decision, not you.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, and so you know, like, but I don't want that to. That's why I want them to all get married. I want them to all have a different, you know, type of experience. And at the same time, you know, when it comes to me having a daughter-in-law, I look forward to creating some sort of bond.
Exactly.
I'm a girl, and I hope, you know, like that you would want to be a girl with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand that. I try to be very cordial and try to get along, and fit in where I fit in.
Right. It's that thing, right? Like
Yeah, fit
not
in where I
trying to
fit
be overbearing,
in. No.
but I for certain everything I want is like I said yesterday. I'm like, my boys are my boys, and I love them, and baby, I got they back no matter what. But I'm a woman before anything, so my thing is I would love to just have the opportunity to be for somebody what I wish I would have had for me. And
Yeah.
that's just extra support. Like you got your mom, but what's wrong with two mamas?
No. I like for everyone to get along.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
you got your mama because I'm not trying to replace her. What's
Yeah.
wrong with two mamas?
Yeah.
Let me love on you. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what I would want to do. That's all.
Mhm. Well, girl, I gotta go.
All right, girl. All right.
All righty. So we'll see y'all tomorrow for
Tomorrow for Heart and Hustle Houston.
yes. Did you watch it yet?
But I'm gonna find it.
Yes. Okay. All righty. So I gotta go. I gotta get to these babies and get them all ready to go. All right. Bye bye. Y'all have a great evening.
Don't forget to tell us what you rate this week's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Also, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share with your friends.
Yes. And we'll be back for the conversation. I'll talk to you guys later. Good night.